Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Jack OATz to go. You either know or you don't. Thank you guys for tuning into the video, supporting your boy. Thank you for letting me hit 600 subscribers. That means a whole lot. Like I said on Twitter, you guys make this goal of getting to 3.5K subs by the end of November look pretty easy. That's like over 40 subs within the last few days. So I really appreciate the support, you guys. So if you haven't already, do subscribe if this is your cup of tea. If it's not, we don't need the subscription. There are other great YouTubers out there that you can press that subscribe button and all that good stuff for. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something that's kind of been on my mind for a while, but I just never made a video on it. Not sure why. I think it just stuff kept popping up. But I wanted to go over why Dorothy and Majicula is a fight that should be bound to happen if Majicula is who I've speculated her to be, which is Aishet, which is the third form of Lilith, or the eldest sister between Nama, Lilith, and there's actually four of them. The other one's Mat Balit, Agrit Mat Balit, Agrit Bat Malit. But there's not much lore on that sister. However, she's not identified as a version of Lilith. She's actually a separate sister. So we'll see. And that's the one that I've been thinking is possibly fused with Majicula right now, which is why she has four horns and all that good stuff. But we'll see. But that's not really what this video is about. So as you see here, I have the Tree of Life and the Tree of Death. Actually, I've been wanting to change that terminology because Crowley and Carlson have put me on game. They have not so much called it Clipot, or they call it Clipot sometimes, but they don't call it the Tree of Death. They call it the Tree of Knowledge, and I like that a lot better, given what they explain about the draconian path and all that. We've gone over it, but I'm gonna maybe change up the terminology because I like that a little bit better. The Tree of Knowledge just has like a just a sound to it, you know what I mean? Anyway, you see here I have the Tree of Life and the Tree of Knowledge. And I have Dorothy's face over what is Yesod, and then I have Majicula's face in three places. One is over Namat, but on Crowley's Tree of Knowledge, it is called it's just called Lilith. That's what the sphere is called. And then she's over... she's above that at Gamaliel, where Lilith actually resides. And then she's at the Satariel as Aishet Zenanim, which is the third sister or the eldest version of Lilith. So I'm really focusing on this aspect that Majicula provides us. So I want to... First, let's start with just like Yesod and like what it means and all that stuff, and why it is important to the Tree of Life. We kind of go over this in another video. I can't actually recall which video we went over this on, but it might have been the Tree of Life Explained or the Sephiroth Explained video, actually, where I do talk about each sphere individually. But anyway... Short version is Yesod is related to like the sexual organs, creation, and it's actually referred to as the engine room of creation. And in Christianity, Yesod is actually one of the aspects of the triune God. So you have the Holy Trinity, which is like God, the Holy Ghost, the Son, whatever it is. Instead of them usually having it at like up here, where it's Keter, Bina, and Chokmah as the Holy Trinity, I guess they have Yesod as one of those aspects of the Trinity. So that's something cool to know, even in like Indian philosophies. They call this the sphere of Maya, which is the sphere of illusion. And this sphere really, its function is to connect the world of the divine to the world of the living, because as you see below Yesod, where Dorothy's face is, you have Malkut, which is Earth. That's the physical realm. So you're heading towards the realm of creation and being. that connection has to kind of funnel into Malkuth effectively, and that is why Yesod is the head of that triad. That is the astral or the magic triad, the lowest one. So that is the importance of Yesod, creation, and the connection between the divine and the living. And so when we go over to the Tree of Knowledge, where we have Magicula's faces, of course, we've already gone over pretty much all the lore. We talk about the Tree of Knowledge a whole lot on this channel. So I don't think I feel the need to really go into it. So let's just hop in to why I think this is somewhat of a fated battle. So we have to remember in the elf arc, Reeve, the elf that took over Dorothy's body, was actually correspondent to Yesod, where I have Dorothy on this picture right now. Now, what makes them very interesting, this is something I pointed out as soon as Majicula formed, was that she's small, like Dorothy, and she's got this wisdom about her as well, like Dorothy seems to have as well. So they're very similar to me in character. One is just light and the other is dark. And Dorothy, of course, knows about Megicula in depth, as we found out at the cusp of the beginning of the Spade arc, where they're setting up for the next arc, where her and Noelle have this conversation about Megicula and why we should be on the lookout for her and all that good stuff. So she knows something that the rest of us don't quite understand, most likely. And I do think she'll show up to the fight for that reason alone. But on top of that, they do correspond to each other. If this is a version of Lilith, like I said, I've been speculating that Majicula is the eldest sister of Lilith, but they're all essentially one-ish being. She overlooks all of them. And to be completely fair and honest, Majicula should have more, or rather Aishet, should have more faces on this tree, because she is also the womb of Dot. So I would put her also there, where it says chronozone, and then what else? Probably over here, because she was a consort with Samael in lore. So, I mean, she's kind of all over the place here. She's a homie hopper, which is what the succubi do. That's what Liliths do. They're kind of homie hoppers. So, you know what I mean. Anyway, so let's look at their powers. Dorothy has Dream World magic, and Majicula has this curse wording magic, but more notably, she's got Decaying World. I think this is her spell. This is her niche, right? So look at the similarities, but also the contrasts of these spells. Dorothy has dream magic. This is complete imagination. She can take anything from someone's mind and make it a reality in her dream world. Whereas Majicula will take the reality as it is, but warp it and decay it into a nightmarish fashion. Now, Majicula says something, I believe it was last chapter, in chapter 300, or maybe 299, where Majicula states that Decaying World has pretty much taken full effect on the surrounding area, and at this point, no one in living could defeat her, with Decaying World taking that much effect on the area. And then parallel that with what we see with Dorothy. We don't really... it's about the same, right? No one can really defeat Dorothy within her own realm. Yes, we did see Yami break out of it, but defeating Dorothy is also a different element in and of itself. So it's just like... It's the same, but not the same. So what I'm hoping is that Dorothy does come with Nozel, of course. I think I've done a Jack Clover on that, or not. Maybe I have to look back. I've got so much stuff happening in my head. I don't know if I did it or not, but if I didn't, I probably will. But you know what? Screw it. from this point right now, I'm going to start talking about some spoilers that I saw. So if you don't want to hear that, come back on Sunday or on Friday when the unofficials drop, whatever floats your boat. But I will be talking about it in 5 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2. See you later. Thank you for tuning in. Sub if you like the stuff. Don't sub if you don't like it. See you around. 1, here we go. So Majicula ends up summoning 100 bodies, and I believe that's the actual translation. My reading for Japanese is a little shaky, so I wouldn't 100% quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it says 100 bodies. And then we see these warriors, and each warrior, half of them is demonified, if you will. And some of them have wings, some of them don't. But she summons all of these guys, and what I'm thinking is like, wow, some fresh legs on the field would be nice, because like, yeah, Noelle's strong, okay, but we can't do much without Saint Stage. And even at the end of this chapter, apparently she does go Saint Stage. How long she can hold that for, it's up in the air, and who knows if that's going to take a negative effect on her in the long run as far as being able to be in fights. It could really take a toll, and she could meet a backlash much like Asta does with his Devil Union mode, where she might have to wait 30 some odd minutes before she could dive back into that for just 30 seconds or a minute. So, and then we have Charlotte back up, but Charlotte's all beaten up. It seems like she's gotten rid of the curse effects and all that stuff, which is all well and good. But to be completely honest, she is no match for what we have right now. Majicula is too much. And then we have Rill, who is completely beaten up. I mean, to me, Rill and Charlotte it's a mismatch. Yes, they can help the situation, but with all three of them just kind of down and out for the count, not out for the count, but not in their 100% forms. I cannot say with comfort, yeah, they're going to find a way to beat Majicula because power of friendship and teamwork. I don't see that, and that's personally not something I would want. It's just a personal preference for me. But I do think this would be the perfect time for fresh legs. And let's be realistic about what's happening right now. So Dante is completely out of the Advent. Not saying that he's dead or whatnot. He's not. But we saw his circle in the ritual disappear when Magna defeated him. So the actual Advent slowed down. And then all we have left is Morris. Vonica may or may not be dead. Apparently, when Rill activated the Twilight of Valhalla, the effects of that spell make it so that no one can die of their injuries within that spell, which makes sense with Valhalla. I mean, they fight until Ragnarok comes, so they don't die. They heal every day, and all that good stuff. So it makes sense, but it's Vonica might not be dead. She's probably like dying, like Gaja is. He might not be dead, but he's like dead. So with Vonica kind of out of the picture, we still have to discern whether or not the actual person is needed, like Dante was needed, or if his devil was out, like if Lucifero was out, if they'd be, that circle would still be there. That's still kind of left up in the air. We don't have enough information to say either or. But I mean, considering that we haven't cut back to like Morris saying like, oh, the circle has either disappeared or weakened, which means Vonica is dead or dying. I would assume that they just need the devil because it's really demonic powers at play here. So that's kind of where my head is at. But anyway, with that said, the ritual has to slow down even more, right? So in the captain's meeting, Nox says each day a new gate will open if we don't stop it, right? Morris speeds it up. It seems like he sped it up to maybe like half. So with Dante out, it's probably back to normal, if anything, which means we still have some time before this next gate opens. Probably, maybe not. We don't know the status for sure. But if Vonica is still alive, and we do need a triad member to hang on, I do want to say this. If that spell is up, and that's what's keeping Vonica alive, he's going to have to undo that. I'm going to leave it there because I have a specific video that I want to put out that will kind of just go over like how the story could flow. It'll be a Jack Clover, and I think it'd be a very nice thing for Tabata to incorporate into this story, since that is a new element, this Twilight of Valhalla and the effects of it. But this whole thing is going to have to be put to an end. But with all of those guys hurt right now or weakened, they're not going to fight Majicula, not especially within Decaying World. So what I'm seeing right now is that these three are going to have to focus on the 100 bodies that Majicula just summoned. And Dorothy will roll up like she rolled up on Yami during the Captain Battle Royale. Zap her to Dreamworld. Maybe it won't be that easy, but I'm just kind of spitballing the main points here. She will zap her to Dreamworld, and it'll just really be a battle of attrition, as well as her possibly even bringing Nozel to this Dreamworld, making him more of an ultimate warrior where he can use his Mercury magic in a way kind of like I tweeted. I've been kind of trying to manifest this Perseus versus Medusa aspect to the story, because with Mercury magic, he can, who knows, he could, just like he did in the Elf arc, smoothen his Mercury to a point where it reflects light, where it can even reflect these maybe runes with Dorothy's help, with her imagination and all that. And, you know, I even went as far as like bending the light in a certain way so that it hits his Mercury, he becomes invisible. Just things like that. We can make this really interesting, but they do need fresh feet to defeat Majicula, and they need a fresh start because Decaying World has taken so much effect on the area. She seems just about untouchable. But I do think the correspondences are there. Just like I said, their powers are very similar. Their stature is very similar. And Majicula has this very witchy vibe. You know, if you do ask me, which Dorothy does as well, obviously. So I think we're not out of the woods yet, of course. Majicula is kind of toying around, it seems like. She could... I don't know. I don't know. It's very hard to say because, of course, she doesn't actually seem like the combative type, just due to her stature. It seems like she's more apt to do the things that she's doing now, like summon these 100 soldiers to fight for her. Just seems more up her alley, and it's very Witch Queeny as well. I wish the Witch Queen would show up with Majicula on the field as well. It's not looking like it, but it could happen. I think the possibility is definitely there because, I mean, the Witch Queen is adept in curses and blood magic, so, I mean, kind of, it's all there. So it'd be really nice to see at least maybe all three of them fighting against Majicula while the other guys are just doing damage control for now. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a video on that. Just remember that they do actually correspond, though Majicula does rank higher, just in the sense that her reign doesn't stop in one place. She actually has a very good foothold in a lot of places within the Tree of Knowledge. So that is the reason why Dorothy would not be able to single-handedly bring her down on her own. So you guys let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below or on Twitter. Send me comments, concerns, death threats, anything you need. Just let me know what's going on in your head. Whether you agree or disagree is neither here nor there. Let's have a conversation. Open it up. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to try and hit you guys with some consistent videos throughout this week, so just stay tuned. If you have your notifications on, thank you so much. You guys are goats. Again, please try to help me get to 3.5K by the end of November. Each sub means a whole lot. So you guys, I didn't even think I'd make it this far, to be honest with you guys. But you guys are awesome. You guys have been nothing but amazing and supportive. And I really, really am appreciative of you guys. So like I said, I do have some special things coming on the channel. I'm just trying to get things sorted out so that it flows and looks nice. But, you know, you might see some beginning stages of things. If anything, I'd hate to hold back on content because it's not perfect to my standards. So just kind of bear with me as, you know, things start evolving and changing. You know, I want to make it very interesting, and I think what I'm going to add to these Jack Clover segments is going to be entertaining for you guys. It's going to be definitely refreshing coming from these like podcast styles where I just give you guys like one picture and you guys just listen to me talk. You know, might give you some actually cool visuals as well as some good sound bites. So hopefully you guys like it. I'm looking forward to the feedback when I do get this all squared away. So be on the lookout. But yeah, thank you guys. I'm going to end it now. I'm ending it. Hit me up on Twitter too. Follow me, whatever. I'm going to be talking about the spoilers. If you're not a spoiler person, don't even add me. I'm spoilers up the ass. So anyway, you obviously wouldn't be paying attention to this because you should not be listening to this because I told you to go away. But anyway, thank you guys. You guys stay safe, stay out the way. It's been OATz to go. You either know or you don't.